Whereas I smoke just about anything.
Cincinnati, it is time for this town to get down.
Deep throat the thing.
You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner, a rebel.
Mike from Briar Blues here.
Welcome to the dark side.
Killing me, Smalls!
Do you know who I am? I'm kind of a big deal. People know me. My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Good evening, fellow pipe smokers. Hope everyone's doing well. It's Matthew here from Picking and Piping.
Oh God, they must have heard me. Oh God, I can hear me.
I'm no influencer. I'm not even an influenza.
Hey, this is Derek. Can you hear me? Hear me loud and clear. Didn't say anything. What's up, folks? This is the new format. I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do, and then you know, Mark can just stay gone. So if you guys like it, just give me the thumbs up, and we'll go from there. But thank you for showing up. Martin, the man of the hour, will be back in a little while. Our kids are having a tournament. So my game, my son's game was earlier. His son's game is later. So I watched a little bit of his son, came over here, got everything set up, or started at least. He had most everything set up. I don't really know what I'm doing. So it was a little bit stressful getting started. I am not Martin, but I wanted to wear the hat so that way at least I looked the part. But I think I got everything set up. Turn on a little music. Oh, that's loud. If that's too loud, let me know. I'll figure out a way to turn it down. I don't know if it's ducking or not. Like I said, there's about 4,000 buttons that he's got on this dang thing, and it's just like, you know, my little screen is like 2 buttons. Push sound effects and change
Now,
the...
the minute it looks like there's gonna be trouble, we got to nip it.
But anyway, so we're just going to be kind of free-flowing here so we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. It's the end of the baseball season for the kids. So they have a double elimination tournament. I think we both lost once. Looks like Martin was winning. Martin's team was winning as I was leaving. We won, had a great game, so we're going to continue on and play again Monday. I think the kids are tired, man. It's tough. I think they've played 4 days straight now because of the tournament. But it's been fun. I've got a little bit of Carter Hall, I believe, in the Phil Rivera special here. See if you can see that. Looks good. So I've got it there. I haven't had this one in a while, so I figured I'd bust it out since Martin wasn't here to tell me what to do. I was going to bust open some Stonehaven, but I thought he might be a little bit pissed off about that, so I just stuck with the cheap stuff. And then, of course, some old Trusty Miller. But it's fun. It's been good. It's I love this time of year because we get to... Yeah, you can't call it. It's good. Carter Hall's pretty good. I mean, I'm not a connoisseur, but I do like it. But it smokes really well. So like I said, we're going to be free-flowing because I have no idea what the theme of the day is. I guess if you guys want to look, we can go over and look at some holidays and observances once we get through the intros. But we'll start off with the introduction. I'll go through the top, just like Martin does. Oh, there's Derek Harrington, Briar Blues. And I apologize. I don't know everybody's first name like Martin does, so I'm just going to say screen names. You guys have to forgive me. Got a Smoking Kentucky Piper here. WKPR in Cincinnati. That's how he does it. Road King, David Schmuck, Ron Hardcrackers, Picking and Piping. That's Matthew, I believe. Peace Pipe 215. Geotex, Cloud Bear, all the usual suspects. Road King, if I didn't say you. Oh, Boca de Boynton, how you doing, man? Andrew's here.
This is Patrick.
Oh, Durwood is here.
This is Patrick.
Patrick is here. Welcome. Oh, you're watching lip reading? Well, I am from the South, so I tend to mumble a lot, so I'll try to enunciate everything so that way you can tell what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. So just put a 1 in chat, and I'll send everybody some Esoterica blends. We'll just raid this. We'll just raid the safe. Oh, I could do a single shot since you spent the money on it. Let's do it. Why not? Who cares? And you know what? I don't even know what we're going to drink. He's got something here. I don't know if it's going to be... I don't know if this is fancy or not. Town Branch. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. You know what? Is it good? I'm going to try it. He's not here. Tell me not to, so... Suck it. I'm just going to do a little bit. This will sit well on my ballpark hot dog and nachos I had. But I got to get it cold. I can't drink it hot. Let's go. Sorry. Pardon me. Let's bust it out. So we can go ahead and do a bowl call if you want to. Everybody can tell me what they're smoking and drinking.
Like the whole Irish nation.
Let's see. Let's give this one an old shot.
I have absorbed a lot of electricity in my time.
What is it called? Town Branch. Let's try it out. Cheers. Pretty good. Pretty good. I wouldn't throw it in the trash. Are you smoking a martini? I mean, drinking a martini? What you got? Gin or vodka? I don't think he's here, but I've only got a couple of personal pipes. I've got this one, and I've got another one that Sue gave me, and then I've got a couple of corn cobs that Martin's given me. And I gotta say, this handmade, I guess they're all kind of handmade, but this handmade one from Phil has probably got the best draw. And I like the length. Obviously, not really a girth guy, but I like the length because it cools the smoke down. Well, congrats if you're trying to get off the pipe, and if you haven't, then, you know, it's time to bust one out. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody could use a little bit of time off. But I figured I would bust out the semi church warden for the D scale this week. Has a little bit to do with it, so. Yeah, definitely pretty harsh on the old vocal cords for sure. So I get that. Where's the button? Let's see.
Just look at that grain. Are you looking?
So sorry, I've got a bad habit of looking over. I'm trying to read the chat and talk to you guys at the same time, so I don't really have a lot going on. But if you want to talk about this day in history, we can bust it out. Move the show along without the old chief here. What is it? Child Care Provider Day. Yeah, okay. Can I split this in half? There we go. Let's see. International Awareness Day. So you just need to be aware of everything that's happening. Nothing in particular, just be aware. Yes, this is a Rivera pipe. Martin had it commissioned for me when I first started, and because it has. Here, I'll bust it out. Hold on, let me get so I can make sure I see. I told him he kind of did it sneakily, to be honest with you, because when I first started, we kind of pulled up, pipes and what I thought looked cool and what I thought I would like and what I liked and disliked about the ones that I've had from him, and so he kind of put all that together and sent it to Phil, and he made me this. So the things that I like about it, which is what I mentioned, is the fact that one, it's a reader style, so it's flat, so I can lay it flat down, because I like that. I hate having to deal with that. I like the textured top, I forgot what that's called, and I like the textured body, and then I like the long stem. So all that stuff that I mentioned, and Martin, bless his heart, being the good friend he is, sent all that to Phil, and he made this for me. And I've actually got the video of him making it saved on my YouTube, so I thought it was cool. I will say, I am kind of disappointed I didn't pull the trigger. The kids, so we've been kind of, you know, it's springtime, it's nice. We've been doing a lot of stuff, which is why we, you know, Martin's been out of town, I was out of town, so that's why we haven't had a couple of weeks without it. But we went to the Renaissance Festival here in Georgia last weekend, and they had one pipe store, and they had a bunch of really cool like church wardens and other pipes, and I just didn't pull the trigger on one. I just couldn't figure it. It's a bit loud. Let me see if I'll turn it down some. I think it's maybe this one. No, it's this one over here. Is that better? I don't like it super loud myself either, so I understand. I will say Martin definitely kind of ruined other pipes for me by getting this one made. The other one that is mine, and that is a prized possession, and it smokes great too, is this one that Sue gifted me right after I started, and I love it because it's a reader style as well, so it sits flat, and it's got the textured briar that I like, and it's really, really nice. It smokes really, really well, but it's got a little bit smaller bowl. Yeah, Dracula pipe. So I knew I'd be alone, so I opted for this big one. If I burn through this, I might set the other one up, but it is what it is. Because I do smoke. I'm like matches. I just puff away on it like a train. Let's see. Let's get back into the what we got going on today. Chronic Fatigue Syndrome Awareness Day. So that goes into Awareness Day. Covers that one. International Nurses Day. My mom's a nurse. Appreciate that. James, that's been on the show occasionally, is a nurse, so he's good. Actually, another friend of mine that I went to high school with is a nurse as well. So happy Nurses Appreciation Day. Limerick Day. I guess now is the time to say your best limericks. Just throw them out there. Military Spouse Awareness Appreciation Day. So thank you for all the military spouses. I'm sure they have a tough ride with it. Not easy. These are some pretty odd ones. Fibromyalgia Day. Okay. Hospital Day. Nutty Fudge Day. Nah, these are getting a little bit ridiculous now. Nobody needs nutty fudge. There's once a man from Nantucket. That could go anyway. Oh, a calabash gourd. Those are nice. I like the way those look. The what is it? The Sherlock Holmes, right? That's Sherlock Holmes pipe. I like those. Whew. Okay, I'm not going to read that one, Cloud Bear. It's going to get me in trouble before I even started this damn thing. National Odometer Day. So if you got an odometer that's going, oh, this is stupid. Who comes up with these? I guess the most important thing, say it. I don't have anybody here to do cards with. You may just read some like random cards and just see what happens. I mean, I've got some. We can bust them out. We can bust them out. Oh, gosh. Nope. Okay, we're done. We're done. I'm not doing that by myself. I'll get kicked off. Martin will kill me. Hopefully he's winning right now and not in overtime, or you guys are going to be putting up with this crap for a lot longer. I don't have any matches videos or Arrowhead videos to show you to kill time. We could do an Ask Me Anything. Just throw it out there. I'm an open book. I'm shameless. much to the chagrin of everyone. See what's been going on in my life. Man, a lot of work. I have been on the road. So, as you may or may not know, I work for a roofing company in Georgia. Yeah, it's good timing, David. I work for a... How dare you?
That guy in a little coat.
I work for a roofing company. A fairly large one in the Southeast. But south of Atlanta in Georgia has had two like huge storms within a couple of months of each other. And it's about 70 miles from where I live. So I've been like hauling ass up and down North Georgia, back and forth, like running calls, people I've done work for. I've got a family member. They want you to go look at, so the past couple of weeks have just been miserable with drive time. I think I probably put 1,000 miles on my car. But business is good, so I'll take that. It just is what it is. My business, you got to get while the getting's good. And hopefully, if there's not a huge recession where people just hoard their money and they don't want to do any home improvements, get it while you're going. So Silo is what I was going to talk about during D20. So we'll hang on for that. So my business does, we as any like exterior renovation company does, we do everything technically. We have subcontractors that can do anything. I really hate dealing with siding. So mainly I deal with roof gutters, some fascia, stuff like that. But interior stuff and siding, I try not to mess with because it's a huge pain in the butt. It just is. Unless that's what you only focus on. It seems like the subcontractors that I can find personally that we use, they don't really want to deal with siding unless it's something big. So most of the time, if I get, a roof call where they need a repair plus siding, I just pass I have a guy that I send my siding stuff to, and he deals with it because I'd rather not make a little bit of money with a huge headache. I'd rather somebody else make more money that can do it well, if that makes sense. And they take care of my customers, so everybody's happy in the end. But God, it's a giant pain in the butt dealing with exterior projects. Like I've got a customer right now that is pretty much renovating their entire house from the ground up, and it's just been a nightmare trying to find people that are reliable, that can do the work well. So I've pawned a lot of it off. I'll do the roof, I'll do the gutters. That's not an issue with us. But man, everything else is just a giant pain in the butt. I know nobody wants to hear about the roofing industry. I did work in hospitality for 20 years before that. So if you want to hear any of that stuff, go ahead. I will tell you, as a server for a long time and a manager for a restaurant, the movie Waiting is probably the most accurate representation of what it's like to work inside of a restaurant. You can skip, but don't skip. Kitchen Nightmares is great. That kind of stuff is great. But if you really want to know what it's like to work inside a restaurant as like an entry-level employee, just watch Waiting with Ryan Reynolds. The most accurate representation of all time. That's probably the only thing that I hate. Not the only thing I hate, but there is there's not a good representation in the reality, like TV world of what it's like to work in a restaurant. So, Gordon Ramsay can go into a restaurant and rip it to shreds, or Bar Rescue or whatever. The other shows they don't really show like a ground level of what it's like to work inside of a restaurant. And I know there's some other shows that show it, but anything I've ever seen is never really, I was a server for 8 years, and then I was a manager for almost 12 years. There's just nothing that really shows. And trust me, if you had followed me around with a camera for 20 years, it would probably be the most entertaining. Not me personally, but just the environment would have been the most entertaining show of all time. It just, I don't know why nobody's ever like captured that. I mean, you can, well, they have the below deck for the people that work on yachts. If you did that for a restaurant, it would be a hit because working in a restaurant's insane, or at least it used to be. Kind of gone through it here. But anyways, throw it out there. I'll answer whatever questions you have about myself or anything to do with me. Oh, I skipped the most important thing. Happy Mother's Day. Martin's not here, so I'll say it for him. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I don't know who's watching, but we love you and you did a good job and we appreciate you. So, Mike from Briar Blues. I will say, so I worked in, and granted it was a corporate restaurant. I'll tell you, I worked at Red Lobster. I got a job there right after high school. And while I was in college, I kind of worked my way up. And I will say that working at a corporate restaurant, because of the way it's controlled, as far as, health inspections and external, I never saw anything gross. I never saw anybody spitting anybody's food. I never saw anybody do anything like they do. So I guess the kitchen side of waiting is a little bit extreme, right? I never saw anybody do anything gross to anybody's food ever. In 20 years, I never saw anybody spitting anybody's food or do anything gross, rub it on the ground, anything like that. Usually if people if they weren't happy with their food, we would get pissed off and bitch and moan about it. But nobody would do anything gross to it because, it's kind of like a karma instance, right? You don't want anybody to do anything to you. But that being said, as a manager, I dealt with a lot of the facility side of things. So, you'd have people come in to do, repair freezers and refrigerators and do maintenance and stuff like that we couldn't do ourselves. And talking to those guys, I heard a lot of horror stories, which made me proud that it never happened to us because, the stuff that they said, so one guy, he would come in, it was a company that was local, and they had the contract to repair all the freezers and do the maintenance on the AC, and they did a lot of stuff. And they did it for a lot of companies in the area too. And he would come in, and I knew the guys personally because I'd worked at restaurants all throughout the Northeast. And they did all of them, so I would see them all over the place, and we would talk. And he pretty much told me he had a list of places that when he walked in the back door and what he saw, he would never eat there again. So I'm thankful that I worked in a restaurant that was not like that. And part of it was when I was in control, that I controlled it and kept it from being that way. But as a chain as a whole, Red Lobster did a really good job with keeping things clean and doing a good job. But he had a lot of, especially expensive chains that you wouldn't think that he just would completely write off and would never go there again. And the same, and to a worse scale, was by the pest guy. If you ever want to get a lowdown, talk to the guy that does pest control for restaurants. He will tell you the worst horror stories. Because let's be honest, you work in a restaurant with food all day, pests are a big issue. If you don't take control of it and be careful and clean and do all the things you need to do, you can turn into a really bad situation really fast. And he told me some really scary horror stories, so I still eat out all the time. I don't care. But the stuff that scares me is the stuff that people do that they don't realize is bad. So probably number one is storing protein wrong. And I see it all the time because I like to read the health scores. So, people have a restaurant where they store chicken above cooked beef and they, above raw seafood. It's just a hot mess. And so when you get stuff like that's what turns me off from a restaurant. Or if they have a lot of violations for improper temperature control. You know, so if something is 41 degrees for 4 hours, it should be thrown out. So when you see a health score, when they have multiple violations for improper temperature control, so you know stuff is sitting in coolers that are broken or it's sitting out and they're not keeping control of it, it's a hot mess.
Gotta blame somebody. It can't be my fault.
Yep, you got that right. But stuff like that will make you sick more than anything. The second thing is produce. If you don't keep produce clean and controlled, it can cause more problems than anything. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare everybody off from eating out. But when you do it for a long time, you learn a lot of tricks of the trade, so to speak. So we'll just go from there. What else we got on the docket today? Sorry. I can't read that one. Why not? It's International Clitoris Awareness Week. I guess that coincides with Mother's Day, give or take. Just whatever you want to say about that. So if you're not aware, I'm not going to go into it. Just Google it if you can't figure it out yourself. Hello, RD. Good to see you. So I don't know. RD, I'm not sure if I know you, but this is not the normal show. The normal maestro is not here, so I'm just kind of vamping for a while. You know, we'll just go at it. Maybe they won and they went to Dairy Queen afterwards. So if anybody wants to send me a direct message about Clitoris Awareness Week, you can. I'll talk to you about it. Make sure you're all set up. See what else we got. I think, golly, there's like a whole thing of them. Okay, let's see what else we got. World holidays. That's where we were. Hold on. Sorry, forgive me. Oh, I froze this system up. Oh, I broke it. There we go. On this day, do some famous birthdays. I don't have any jokes or anything prepared, by the way. Martin's must have those somewhere. So, so I was trying to look on the table here. That's all old stuff. So, if there's any jokes or anything you want to hear, just spout them out, and we'll just go from there. Am I still going? All right, excellent connection. All right, I don't know how to check this. Here we go. Let's see famous birthdays for May 12th. So if you had a Venn diagram of my interest and Martin's interests, they probably would not intersect, but about an inch. And that would be on like fantasy novels and 80s movies. So we'll go through this and I'll try to point out some that I know, and maybe we'll throw out some there for Martin. Famous birthdays. We've got, Florence Nightingale. Maybe that's why it's Nurses Week. 1812 she was born. So probably not still alive. Let's see, we've got Katharine Hepburn, 1907. Mary Kay Ash, founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics, was born this day. That's kind of cool. Let's keep going. If anybody has anything to say about these people, just yell it out. Yogi Berra, baseball player. Famous. Burt Bacharach, again, great composer. Let's get a little more modern here. George Carlin, probably one of the best stand-up long-form comedians I've ever seen. Few people come in like his range of long-form joke telling. I've seen a lot of his stuff. I've always been a fan of his. I think he's known for like the more edgy stuff, like the 7 words you can't say on TV. But some of his other stuff is so deep and thought-provoking that I think it gets overlooked sometimes. And it's funny, but he's always been one of my favorites. I didn't realize it was his birthday. Happy birthday, George Carlin. Miss you. What else we got on here? Is anybody's birthday that we know? Just tell some jokes with the read more punchline. Man, that's all we do here. You know, I once knew a man in, or what's it? There was once a man in Nantucket. Now read more. Just fill it in yourself. George Carlin. So I identify as a Christian myself. But I've always been somebody that respects everybody's views. I've never had a problem with what other people think. You can think whatever the heck you want as far as I'm concerned. As long as it doesn't affect me, you can do whatever you want to. But I've always thought that his views on religion and stuff like that were very, very deep and thought-provoking. And it just, I mean, he just killed it. Oh, Gabriel Byrne was born today. Great actor. Steve Winwood, musician. Let's keep going. Oh, Ving Rhames. Love him. Emilio Estevez. Let's talk about Emilio Estevez for a minute. Of the 2 Estevez brothers, that guy came out way different than his brother did. Charlie Sheen, by the way. Both kids of Martin Sheen. Andrew, I'm gonna save that comment and put it on my resume. So I saw an interview with Emilio recently, and I thought it was very, very Emilio's not winning. I thought Emilio. I like the part where. So his dad's name was Ramon Estevez growing up. But people told him when he was becoming an actor to change his name because nobody would hire Ramon Estevez to be, a leading man. So he took it to heart. I guess it was, probably the 60s or 70s when he was coming up. So he changed his name to Martin Sheen, not officially, but just for his guild, in his credits. And he said that, and of course, he may not have ever gotten as famous as he did if he didn't change it, but who knows? But he says that he regretted it, dumping his name, right? So if I changed my name from my English-Irish heritage to something, a little bit more plain, John Derek Smith or something, it wouldn't reflect who I am. So he said he always regretted changing his name. And so that was why Emilio kept his name and then Charlie didn't for some reason. He took the stage name. But in the interview, I guess, I don't know how old it is, maybe it's recent, but Emilio was making a movie and his dad was a producer and he added his name. He credited his dad as Ramon Estevez for the first time ever since he started acting. And I thought that was a sweet thing. I don't, there's no reason to ever give up your heritage. It's very important. Even if you don't agree with it or not, suck it up and deal with it. But that being said, Emilio Estevez made one of my favorite, a couple of my favorite movies in the 80s. Breakfast Club, Mighty Ducks, Young Guns. He killed it back then. Also, Men at Work was a great movie. Oh, Stephen Baldwin, talking about brothers that are a hot mess. Stephen Baldwin was born today. Oh, Tony Hawk was born today. Dang, a lot of good people. Martin's missing out. So, Tony Hawk, I've never been a pro skater, obviously, too fat for that, but Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, probably some of the best video games that were ever made, like in the early 2000s, late 90s. Love those games. And I don't know what he got paid or what his involvement was, but I will always, skating to me is always Tony Hawk because of those games. What about Jason Biggs, American Pie, the movies. We're just burning through up all the filler content. So when Martin gets here, he's going to have to suck it up. Let's go back. See if there's any music history. Because Martin does not dig into the music history, and that's what I like. So growing up, I went to, I was a big fan of classical music. I still am, but loved classical music. I was in band, as was Martin. That's kind of how we met. But I loved opera. I still love opera. I love classical music. So let's see if there's anybody good born in, not showing up. I think I froze the system. Hey, Google is taking a, uh-oh. Thanks. This is a Phil Rivera special, custom made. So if you ever want to spend some money, I'm sure he'll make you one, just not like mine. I don't want to steal it. All right, so we got some time since Google seems to be fighting me as far as like letting me music history. Okay, we'll go into Martin and I's history. It's not very controversial, but Martin and I grew up probably about a quarter of a mile away from each other in a very small. I ate a good host. Sorry, man. I couldn't take him anymore. We grew up probably about a quarter mile away, the same side of the railroad tracks, in a very, very small town in Georgia. I would say less than 500 people in the town that we knew. There were three churches. I'm sorry. There was a Baptist church, a Methodist church, and then there was a Black Baptist church. Not that we were grew up in segregation or anything, but it was just the way it was. I was friends with one of the kids that went to the Black Baptist church. I would go there and visit him sometimes. Martin and I, our families went to the Methodist church. We also, for some reason, there was a county school system. So we technically lived in the rural county. So we should have gone there, but both of our parents paid extra to send us to the city school, which was about 30 minutes away, which had a better reputation. So we lived in the same small town, went to the same small church that had probably, 100 members. And we both went to the same city school. He was a year older than me. So we knew each other pretty much our entire lives. We became friends in high school as we were in band together. And then after that, we just kind of kept it going. I think I heard a car door slam, so you guys got to put up with Martin in a minute. Oh, there it is. I hear the garage door opening. Golly, it's loud on this side. Now I know why he gets pissed off every time somebody comes in. Oh, you gotta wait for it to close again. Oh, I know you can hear it. Everybody in the damn neighborhood can hear it. Sorry, I'm letting it close up. Then we'll. Sorry, that's how me and Martin have known each other for probably 35 years at this point. So let's jump into some music history while Martin is getting ready. Ooh. Bunch of composers I don't know. Bob Dylan walked out of a dress rehearsal for the Ed Sullivan Show. That's okay. Oh, Jimi Hendrix released the album Are You Experienced? Great album. Ooh, Satisfaction was recorded by the Rolling Stones. That's probably my second love is classic rock. Jerry 1971. Jerry Lee Lewis was granted a divorce from his cousin Myra. That guy was.
I'm getting really sick of guys named Todd.
There you go, George Carlin. Not a lot of good musical history today. Sorry about that, guys and ladies. Well, hopefully he's got some jokes because this show is running dry. We'll probably put it on pause as soon as Martin gets his stuff together. So. Hey, the country school was good too. So, so the county I live in now has like 7 high schools. It's insane. The county that me and Martin grew up in had 2. No, I'm sorry, they might have had 3. And so it was very easy. Like, I don't know. So I don't know why they have so many now. I guess there's more kids, but I think my graduating class was maybe a couple hundred, maybe less than that. Try not to dox myself too much here, but whatever. If you know my name, you can figure out who I am. WD-40. I think he's about 10 years past a maintenance on his garage door opener. Maybe that's what I'll buy him for Christmas, is a garage door maintenance. That way he can quiet it down a little bit. One. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, even now there's not. I think there's like 4 high schools in the county we grew up in now. They added one when I was in high school. But yeah, the county I personally live in now is like
just
way blown up.
Great.
So we'll knock it out now. What's everybody drinking and smoking tonight? I've talked enough. Everybody's tired of hearing what I have to say. Just throw it out there and we'll see what's going on. Here's the master himself. You may put it on, you may pause it. What do you may do?
No, just hang in there for a second.
Yeah. All right, we got Yinglinger.
Show my ugly. Whoa. You turned right now.
Oh, I turned it on. You know what? I did turn it on. I just noticed that. Yingling Black and Tan. Man, Black and Tan Yingling is good. All right, I'll get that one in a minute. Low Country Natural Virginia and Burley and a Phil Rivero Saddle Bit. Drinking a Natty Daddy beer. Dang, you're really going out there.
Right now, I love me some natural.
Ian A's dad's drinking a Bud Light with Virginia Slims. That's the. Oh, which one is it? 2?
How do you like? Just undo all of them.
No, all of them. I don't know who's going on what. We'll figure it out. Martin's getting a beer. We're gonna figure it out. We'll switch places in a minute.
They don't want to see me.
They said they're tired of you.
They always are.
My mom smoked. What is it? I know it off the top of my head because I want to go buy them all the time.
Swisher Sweets.
Nope. Virginia Slim, menthol, 120, ultralights. I think. Menthol, ultralight 120s. I know it was a joke. I know you don't think anybody just jokes for just. But so when I was, I don't know, I was probably my son's age, 10, 11, 9 years old. We lived about 1 block from a store, and my mom would give me money, and I would go and buy Virginia Slim, menthol, ultralight, 120s. And it is what it is. So, you aren't there, buddy?
I had to stretch for a second. Need a bear.
I know. We gotta get all your stuff.
Yeah, I'll get on audio.
Which one should I mute? I don't know which one's not being used. I'll just mute all of them. 4.
Testing.
There we go. You're
Testing.
2.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
There we go. Audio only.
Hey.
Introduce yourself, new person.
Hey, guys. Hey. You know what? I was in Rocky 1, 2, and 3, and I told him, I said, you know how you crank a lawnmower? It's like this.
Don't you guys bat his back?
Things get complicated down there. Is this thing way off? Let's see.
I tried to mess with it, but it was hard to do it by myself. Yeah. How'd your boy do?
He actually got his first large hit out to the outfield.
I missed it. I saw his first at bat. Got walked.
Yeah, he hit it to right center. And they were all hitting good tonight. I don't know what the freaking effing problem is with the field and everything.
Yeah.
But they were hitting.
Oh, you want your
They were hitting just fine.
Where's your earplugs?
Oh, I can grab them. They should be on that.
Were they connected?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody.
No, you're fine.
Here we go.
Just you can just set it right here.
Nope.
All right.
Just kidding. Anyways, I enjoyed being on this side of the thing for a while. I'm starting to run out of stuff to say.
You can stay there.
I was about to just start.
Did you look at this on this day in history?
Yeah, we went through it.
Okay.
Man, we plowed through it. We did a shot.
Whoa there, big
Somebody
fella.
called Cards Against Humanity, and the one I picked out, I did not want to say out loud, so we just skipped that part. That was the one I pulled. Thought it was going to end badly.
Wow! Yikes!
Oh, and by the way, I will say, I'm sorry, I didn't mention this beforehand.
If anybody knows where that's a reference
You
to.
do some Hitchhiker's Guide. I am not an Angels fan.
But he is an angel.
But I am, yes, I am an Angel. But I am an Angels fan when my kid's playing for the Angels in Little League. So,
and I'm gonna kill the bird.
What?
I'm gonna just throw it out there right now
Supposed to be
because the
here today?
bird is supposed to be here. Did you turn that off?
Turn what off?
The air conditioner?
Yeah.
It's got a quiet mode.
Oh, I don't know how to work this
Hold
thing.
on, I got a new one for you. I get him all these new things.
That he doesn't tell me how to use.
Well, this is all true. You did good on the stream though.
I had fun.
let me
I think
turn-
everybody. I mean, concurrent viewers is staying pretty steady. You know, so
Let's see.
the big draw's not here, but the opening act can keep it on lockdown. Kind of like when Morgan Wallen doesn't show up to his, you know, because
Who is Morgan Wallen?
he's a country guy, country star. Had a big concert that.
Oh, wow. I heard that all the way over
you
here.
Sons of bitches. Had a big concert.
How
and
dare
he
you.
canceled like the time he was supposed to come on stage. He canceled because he was having voice problems, and everybody just thought he was just drunk.
It's crazy having to work all that.
Oh, I haven't been doing nothing. I've been falling behind.
What'd you get done so far?
We did a little bit of this day. We did talk about National Clitoris Awareness Week.
Where did
that was
there's the
important?
screen. Oh, that's funky. I did not realize that the screen does that.
What's it doing?
So like flickers when you click on something.
Does it? I mean,
Wow, they're hungry for some booze running right now, aren't they?
I did. I took this one. I hope this was okay. Mm-hmm. I told him I didn't really care what you said because you weren't here.
I hate that stuff.
I thought that was one. See, I don't mind that one.
I
What do you
don't
want to
know
do?
how
You want to do some Buffalo Trace? Oh, stretch.
I got a new
What you got behind there? Ooh, you got something new? J&B? Oh, Larceny.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Larceny small batch, 92 proof. Good price on it. If it's good. You want to bust this one open?
Bust it open.
Let's see what I got left in here. I may just do the rest of this one. You can have I think I poured too much, maybe.
You let yourself go, did you? I'm still getting over a lunch hangover.
Taco Bell?
I went over to a guy's shop and drank some 15-year. I forget what it was, but it's by Dickel. George Dickel.
Yeah.
But you can only get it at the distillery.
So you had that 3 martini lunch.
And so I had 3 fingers of that, and then
First
one
world
of-
problems if I ever heard one.
Well, let me tell you.
Did you have it neat?
Yep.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, it was so solid. But I didn't. When I was pouring it, I didn't realize it was a 15-year because I just started dumping the hell out of it into a
And he's like,
glass.
"No."
He was like, "Psh, go ahead."
I saw a bottle that I want to get you. Man, I cannot remember what it was now. I have to figure it out. But it was a bourbon that was a cigar blend.
Okay.
And it was a little bit higher price than I think you normally dabble in. But the guy
Bourbon that's a cigar blend?
Yeah. So I think it's like cigar blend meant that it pairs with cigar as well.
Oh.
But man, I cannot remember the name
What
of
did
it.
it
If
look
I
like?
saw it, it was like kind of a rounder bottle.
Where's freaking what is it? WKR Piper in Cincinnati.
He's on there.
He knows. Give him a description. He'll tell you.
I think it was kind of a rounded bottle. I have to find it. It's on. I saw it online. I
That was about
saw
as vague as it gets. It's
I
a
know,
bit
I
of a
know.
rounded bottle. Who the hell ever thought that one up?
No, but it was. But anyways, so it's this guy that I see every now and then online, and he reviews bourbons, and so I guess somebody had mentioned it to him, so he never heard of it, so he bought it, and he was like, "This is probably one of the best ones I've ever had."
Wow.
Yeah. So.
I'm gonna get the other Angel Envy rye because that one's supposed to be really sweet.
Angel Envy rye. I like that. Oh yeah, it didn't start, did it? Yeah, this is. See, I understand now. It's a lot smoother when there's just one person. Because now we're trying to go back and forth, and it's confusing. I don't know how far behind am I on this thing?
Which thing?
What's the delay on these?
Like 10.
Okay. Fuentes has one like that. Nah, man, I have to find it. So what do you say? Here's some music trivia. Black Oak, Arkansas bought the last one-room school in Ark, opened as a museum in remembrance of all the schools they got kicked out of during the pursuit of education. Oh, that's cool. I don't know. I'll find it. I'll find that. I was going to get it for you for a present. It'll still be a surprise because I don't know what the heck it's called.
Yeah, we had a good game tonight, though.
Yeah, what was the final score? Here you go, bud. You got to pull a Derek this time. Oh.
Here, you can get me on camera for it, so everybody can see me.
Okay, he's not. He hadn't had his hair did. Hold on.
I ain't did a lot of did lately. It's I'm just didding it.
Split.
I'm as didding it as it gets.
There you go. Love you,
Cheers.
buddy. Glad to have you back. Missed you. Taste that. Taste the. What do you think?
It's got a pretty stout bite.
Yeah.
And then, but it's got some sweetness to it.
Okay.
Definitely got some
Fair
sweetness
enough.
to it.
I like that Town and Branch one, or Town and Branch, whatever the heck it's called.
You are the only one, because I can't stand it.
I don't know.
think it's
Our now, granted, I'm not a bourbon connoisseur, but that I don't know. I don't hate it.
Everybody's got a
it all
flavor
right.
though. Like that's the thing. Everybody's got a taste. Everybody's got a flavor.
Yeah.
You know, I think who was it? Was the White Sox? I think they won tonight.
Oh,
I think.
Okay. So our other friend, his son's on the White Sox.
Yep, I think they won tonight. If I'm correct.
So all three of us are still in it. It's going to get down to one of the. We're all going to play one of the other and knock them out, and it's going to be heartbreaking.
Yeah, Martin
There's
Jack
a double
won
elimination. I think we've all lost once.
Yes.
So we're all on that like downward slope.
But it was a brutal grind because 3 days in a row, and the team we played, didn't they played Monday or Tuesday.
Gosh, so they played like 5 days in a row.
No, they only played 3.
Oh, they only
then
played.
They got a break on
they
Wednesday.
got a break. See, okay, we were the opposite.
So they had all their top pitchers fresh.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's great.
So in our age brackets or group or whatever you'll call it for Little League, in this, I don't know how it works. Maybe it's the city or whatever. You can only play. I think one kid can pitch 3 innings and has to rest for 2 days.
So it's the number of pitches. If they're less than 20 pitches,
okay,
then they have to rest. Then they can, if it's 20 pitches,
yeah, then
they can pitch the next day, but they cannot pitch 3 consecutive days.
Okay.
If they pitch over 30, they have to rest 1 day in between. And then if they hit the top limit,
yeah,
then they have to rest 3.
Okay. So we usually throw like our main kid like 3 innings, which I guess is probably the max. So that puts him out for 3 days, which is fine.
Yeah.
During the season because you play a game on Wednesday, you don't play again until Monday.
Right.
But in the tournament play, you're playing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to get to the end. So you end up burning out all your pitchers.
Oh, it's brutal.
So my son, I love him. He did good. He is accurate, but he's not fast. So at this 10, 11-year-old age, some of these kids are throwing probably 50 miles an hour. Probably stuff I could have trouble hitting off of. My son throws maybe 30, but it works for him sometimes because I think it throws him off. Because last night we played and he got 2 innings, he got 5 strikeouts. But tonight he was throwing, and these kids were just railing, like knocking it to the fence. Still won. He pitched the last inning. We still won, but it just depends a lot on like who you're pitching against. But
they were going to have Martin pitch.
Yeah, did he not end up doing it?
No, because he hasn't pitched any practice. He's never pitched in a game, period.
Really?
But because I didn't have him.
But he pitches
to do it.
right-handed. I was thinking he pitched left-handed. They would use him more, but he pitches.
Well,
right-handed.
like they didn't know he was actually working on it, and I didn't tell them because I didn't want to throw him into it yet because he's still working on everything else.
Yeah.
But he asked the coach in Wednesday's game if he could pitch, and I was like, "You what? What'd you ask?"
So that's how John started pitching?
Yeah.
The very first game, he goes, "Can I pitch?" And he goes, "Do you want to pitch?" And he said, "Yeah." And so I said, "I don't know, man. We don't ever work on it. Let him try it." And so he does.
Well, Martin wanted to work on it.
Yeah.
And so I worked with him. And then I took, if you know, Micah's dad, the real tall guy, Jordan. We were pitching. We were at batting practice before the game Wednesday because we had all late games, or Thursday we had all late games, and I went up to Micah's dad because Micah throws freaking ridiculous. He's solid. He's a travel ball kid and all that kind of stuff. I said, look, I said, Jordan, I said, I need you to go out. Just go out to the mound out there. I'll pitch batting practice. Go work with him, and I just want a honest judgment opinion on it.
Yeah.
And
I'm like,
right. I want you to assess him and everything else, and then let me know what your thoughts are.
Yeah.
And he came back. He's like, I'm very impressed. He was like, I was super surprised. He's like, he was throwing half strikes, half balls. He only had 2 wide misses, and they threw probably for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm gonna ask the coach to put him in. And I was like, hold on. I said, let me make one request. I was like, because we're currently in tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Don't mix it up too much.
If we can absorb it, if we're ahead by 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So that way, the worst damage that occurs is he walks everybody.
Yeah.
And we
Gets
still
4
pull it
runs
out.
in. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
But if not, and he goes, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. He's like, I'd hate. He agreed with me. He's like, I'd hate to put a kid brand new in the middle of a tournament.
Yeah.
Who's never pitched to anybody.
I mean,
for the first time.
You work with him enough. He could do it.
Well, that's what he thought. Like that's what his opinion was, and
I would agree with that.
The coach was all in on it, and I was like, oh gosh, I was like, Lord, please don't let us get up by 5. Because again, that's he's
going to pitch. If you guys keep winning, he's going to end up pitching because you're going to be burned out of everybody else that can do it. He's going to have to pitch.
Well, that was the drill. Thankfully, we're done. So we lost. That's our second loss.
Wait, you lost tonight?
Yeah.
I thought you won. Oh shit.
We lost by 1.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm not. I'm wore the hell out. I'm done with that.
I thought you won.
I'm done with that. The funny thing is that
I wanted to play you guys.
The funny thing is Martin lost it after they lost.
Took it hard.
He's never, but that's the thing. He's never gotten emotional after a loss. He's just like, all right, can we go get some ice cream? Like he's never really, like he didn't want it to end so bad after that.
You don't want them to like be an emotional wreck, right? But it shows that they're invested,
right?
When they get upset,
and he finally jacked one to the outfield.
Yeah,
and it's like, and the coach is like, "Well, I appreciate the fact you waited all season to do that."
Well, he needs to play fall ball with my boys in my city.
Will they let us do that?
Yeah, they don't care as long as you pay the money. Okay. We don't live in this city and we play here. The only thing is you can't, because we live out of this city, we can't play all-stars in this city. Because our address isn't a town address.
You have to play Cherokee.
Yeah. But, look, that travel ball is for the birds. All that all-star crap.
Yeah, they can kiss my ass.
They can kiss my ass. Because that stuff, so we have a friend who does it. Her son, he's good. He's a good player. Younger, he's like AJ's age, my oldest. My youngest. He's my youngest age. He does that travel ball stuff. And dude, they essentially have to have a GoFundMe every year to pay for the fees and the equipment and all the other stuff. And it's like, at what point is
I'm going to sell plasma today so I can help my son play ball.
I mean, the money, I shell out the money, but is the kid having fun? Like at that level? Like, I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I don't know. I to me, like, it's just brutal.
this thing is way behind.
Well, if you're watching YouTube,
It's showing me do the shot over there.
Yeah, you can scroll that forward if you want to, but
Is it?
but that's why.
Oh,
don't-
I am. Okay.
That's why I don't go by that.
No,
But-
no, I don't either. I just don't want to. I just want to make sure I'm not that far behind on chat.
But like the main thing is just the fact that like it gets grueling because what you're doing right now is you're picking all stars.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're doing. So you're doing this tournament to get to see who's playing at the highest level.
Yeah, that's fine. I get that.
Like they get exhausted and you're seeing who can really cut it.
To really go at it. Yeah, I get that. I mean,
And
there's always
so-
going to be those kids.
But
Maybe I'm
just-
selfish. Maybe I just don't want to like put the commitment in for myself. But I could tell that my son is done with the season.
Yeah.
He needs a break. He's tired.
And
he
you
gets
just,
more emotional.
And you just invited us for fall ball.
But that's like a few months away. but AJ's playing.
I'm excited to see AJ play.
I am too. AJ has the best eye-hand coordination in our family.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the mechanics. Like when he swings, it's sloppy, but he can hit it. So we went to the park the other day, and I was just throwing wiffle balls. You know, throw them wild, throw them fast, throw them slow. AJ could connect like 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have the good form. He's not really like, but he could always connect with it, which surprises me.
Yeah, see, Martin is he's very mechanical and it's very mechanical, very literal. Like the games he likes are weird games like BeamNG Drive and like Stormworks.
Yeah.
Fire and Rescue.
Yeah.
And it's all physics and like the freaking AutoCAD, like where you do blueprints and stuff like that. He sat there and he made out of this other person's mod, he made the General steam engine.
Yeah. He's gonna be a civil engineer.
I mean, that's just he loves that kind of crap. And I'm like, son, I would go crazy if you asked me to play that. I was like, I just want to shoot things. I was like, I want quick reflex shoot things. He's in there like learning all the mechanics. Like in that Stormworks game, in a train, you actually have to pull and do all the levers and all the actual controls. It's like Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
I'm like, you think this is fun? He's like, oh, I love this.
You want to know?
He spent 9 hours.
Oh, really?
Doing the General, getting the General built.
Wow.
And done. Like he wouldn't stop.
There was, so this is gonna, you can call me a bad parent. I don't care.
All right, bad parent. Next.
So
All right.
a free game just came on the PlayStation. Maybe I should talk about this for D20 because it's fun. So I love medieval history, right? I love fantasy, that kind of stuff. So medieval history I really love. So there's a game called Chivalry. That
Which
is
dead.
Yeah, it is. But it's a medieval like first person action game. So like Call of Duty. Imagine like Call of Duty, but you have swords and axes.
That's
and
called
shields.
Hexen.
So it is like Hexen, right? But there's no magic. It's realistic.
Right.
I forgot you know about Hexen. I love that game.
Come on now.
And Heretic.
Yep.
So, which they need to remake more than anything in the entire world. But so it's like, so imagine Hexen.
I'm gonna download the bootleg copy on the Steam Deck.
Oh, you should. You should download this game. Oh, you son of a biscuit eater. So, let me get it all the way up. Nobody's even coming in. So, Chivalry, it's like 64 versus 64. It's not real battles. It's not like the Battle of Hastings.
Right.
But you have a defending side and an attacking side, right? So defending the city, you're attacking the city. But it's very like realistic in the fact that like if you swing your sword and you move your hips, you like kind of do like this motion, right? Or you can go overhead and you can move it. So that's very free. And so doing a controller is a little bit hard. I think if you had a mouse, it'd be easier. But you can throw your sword all over the place, your axe, your shield, whatever. I struggled with it, right? It was free, so I downloaded it, I played it. It's fun, but John was like, oh, this looks like fun. And he is not like a gory person at all. But he went out there and like tore it up. You want to have a...
What you gonna do?
he is, the man of the hour.
Hi.
Tell him what's up.
I'm just sad right now.
Oh, sorry, buddy. It was a good game, though.
You can tell him why if you want to.
He struck out the entire time and lost the game.
Oh, no, bro.
It was terrible. It was terrible. It was the worst. I couldn't believe it. I said, "How dare you help out the other team like that?" I was just like,
life was like a box of
what is it? You tell. I missed it. I messed it up.
So basically, the first time I got walked when I went up to bat. The second time I hit one in the air straight to the outfield, and
That was a good hit. I saw that one.
And then at the end of the game, I was very sad. My friend and I were very, very sad.
Sorry, buddy.
But
Good season, though.
Wasn't it a fun season though? That you know what's great about the fact that you're sad? You want me to tell you the good part?
What?
It's because you had that much fun and that you wanted it to keep going. That's the best thing in the world. That means the best. Oh, come here, my
Oh,
man.
that's tough, man.
That's my boy. Love you. You gonna cry on stream? Come on. I know you don't care. That a boy.
No, I don't care. Hey, you did good, man.
He did do good.
You had a good season. Hey, your dad told me all season how good you were doing.
You did good.
How good you were hitting and
Well,
throwing.
make sure you tell everybody what to do. Because they'll listen, especially right now in your current state. All right, I'll tell them for you.
Hey, good job,
love
buddy.
you.
We love you.
Love you.
Oh, it's tough, man.
Go get you a shower. Good thing is the weekend. Everybody likes to be fired on the weekend.
Yeah, it's a freaking weekend.
Best time to be fired.
Remix to Ignition.
No, well, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Hey, go take a shower.
Make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications.
Got it. Don't fire me. But
Tough,
I mean,
man.
that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah, I've never seen him like that.
He's never been
Never
upset
been like
after
that.
a game.
I know.
Ever.
Good for him.
And I think when things start to click and
Yeah.
you're starting to grasp it and you're starting to understand everything, it's not
Yeah.
just the mechanics. Because like
Yeah.
I said, he's very mechanical. That's what I was just saying. Like
Yeah.
when it comes to the games, like when he learns patterns and stuff like that, which is what he has one of the best swings.
He does. He has a great mechanical swing.
It looks
It's
good.
clean.
It looks right. Everybody knows it's like, okay. And everybody's always waiting for him to rip one. And so he did. Like he ripped one tonight, finally in the middle of the game, and he just went all out, balls to the wall, and freaking nailed it.
Yeah.
And off of a good pitcher too, and
Yeah.
and it finally clicked because it's taking the mechanics and then applying them and putting them into motion.
Yeah.
That's the part that he's missing.
Yeah.
But
it's coming together. He's getting there.
But then it's coming together.
Yeah.
But it's like, but that's when he doesn't want to stop. Obviously, nobody wants to stop when everything's starting to
No.
work.
That's what I'm saying, man. You just got to suck it up and just play with us.
So I mean, I appreciate the fact he actually
I know.
is upset about
Yeah.
it being over. That to me is
Yeah.
a win. That's a bigger win than the hit.
Yeah.
In my book, because that means there's a love for the game,
Yeah.
a love for the
Yeah.
fun, and he really it's a love for his teammates, and it's like anybody that bashes sports, I always tell, I'm like, look, there is no better way to teach teamwork, loyalty, hard work at a young age than,
No, I agree.
than through that.
I agree. Like I said, I mean, I am not a sports guy. I think I stopped playing before a younger age than my son is now, but I still recognize the fact that it's important.
Massive value.
Because I did, it's not a team sport, right? But I did band from
That's a team sport.
6th grade up until, I graduated. So while it's not a team sport, it was a team activity. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And that's funny you say that, like talking about him, the way he acted. My youngest son is the most nonchalant kid ever.
Yeah.
Acts like he doesn't care about anything. But when he played basketball for the first time
Yeah.
and he lost, like, he was devastated.
Oh yeah.
And it was, for me, I thought it was a good thing. It's like, okay, he realizes that, there's consequences.
That's right.
And we cheered him up, and he played a good game, and he got better. But like, you know, for somebody that's always been nonchalant and acts like he doesn't care about anything and really didn't, to see him that, you know, like, hey, we lost and it upset me. I don't know. It was a good thing for his growth.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yep. All right, let's swap it up. I'll jump over there and get on the main.
Give me put it on intro or something?
I'd say hit the 5-minute one. We'll just go halfway through, and then I'll hit the intro as soon as we're ready to go. Just give us like a couple, couple minutes.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. You
Coffee
know,
talk.
Yeah, you know, just let you know what are you smoking, what are you drinking, and that kind of thing, and we'll get right back.
We'll get right back to it.
We'll do it. We're starting just a second. Don't go anywhere.
Give me a hell yeah!
Take two.
All right, everybody, we're back. I don't know why.
Oh,
I
back in
can't.
effect. Oh, I gotta go way over here.
Oh, there it is.
Let me move over. Oh, I look good.
You always look good,
Oh,
sir.
I look so good
I'm
in my
gonna,
spot.
I'm gonna smoke me a nice cane nub.
What you got over there, King Nub?
Cain. You know Cain killed Abel.
I do know that. I remember that. I remember that in Bible school.
that happened. That happened. I'm telling you, I got so drunk earlier. I mean, I was lit drunk. I was smashed.
Gotta find that one. Is that good?
Well, yeah, I ain't going all. I'm not going all the way to the distillery for it.
Oh, that's right.
Granted,
You said you can only get a distillery.
it's not far. It's not terribly far or anything.
Where's it
You
at?
know. Tennessee, I think it
Okay.
is.
Well, it's a little far. A little far.
I too can turn the music on.
Oh, look at you.
But the problem is I got to remember that I got to be the one to turn it off.
I wasn't
think.
sure how to. I gotta.
I don't know. Is it running on your Steam Deck
What?
Stream Deck that the music's running?
No, it is not. Crap. That's fine.
What happens when if you hit the stop button? I wonder.
Stop.
Oh, good.
I stopped it. All right, let's play it.
All right. Here we go.
Anyways, good. Had it good. Hey, thanks everyone for putting up with me.
Did I move your?
I can't see. How's my hair look? Oh, wear the hat. Nope, I look like a douche. Put it like this.
Gala dish.
Yeah,
Gala douche.
Anyways, no, I had fun. Had fun doing it without you, buddy. But I definitely missed you.
I missed you as well.
I missed
good
you.
Sir. You complete me.
Oh, you. Is that a nub?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Well, I'll tell you what, man. That Carter Hall. I had a couple bowls of that. Burned great. I like Carter Hall.
I do like the Carter Hall.
Hate on it all you want. I was gonna bust out the Frog Morton, but
I wouldn't blame you.
Touch mine got mad.
Penzance or the Stonehaven or
You know what I did? At one point I said everybody type 1 if you want some Stonehaven, and nobody typed it, so nobody gets Stonehaven. It was a free for all.
no, it's a massive pass.
Big pass.
I mean,
They done messed up.
You're lost.
They done messed up. It was gonna
That's-
be. Look, I
to
had the keys to the kingdom of Esoterica, and nobody took it.
What were y'all thinking?
I had the private stash in my hand for a good hour. Nobody took it. So,
Patrick enjoys
sure
some of
lost.
that Carter Hall as well.
It's good. What's the other? What's the other big bulk one you had? You sons of bitches.
That was the person that doesn't show up, but yet he joins the chat.
Which one, Phil?
James.
Oh.
Yeah, he's that's
I
why
have to work.
that's why
I
we
can't come over.
That's why we completely disregard. You wasted your 10. Sorry to
You
tell
wasted
you.
your tens. You know what? I'm kind of sad to retire the Angels hat, though. I have enjoyed the Angels. Man, we were looking at the standings today for the MLB.
Yeah.
The Oakland Athletics have won 9 games and lost 30.
Ooh.
The worst.
Ooh.
Worst in the MLB. That's tough.
That's probably getting ready to set records.
I thought. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their loss streak is, but that's pretty brutal. You had the Georgia one, and I have
I would be ashamed.
I have the.
Here, I'll hand it to you so that way you can pour your own.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, stretch. Okay.
This
I
will
do
be-
want to try this. Is this the new one?
Yep. Larceny.
Yeah, I want to try Larceny. I had the other one last time. Anyways, how's your week been other than the
busy as all get out with all the baseball and work.
I know, right?
And, I mean, it's like
That's
it's
what
just,
mine is. Like mine between personal stuff and work stuff, it has been a hellacious week.
It's like it's just never ending.
Yep.
Like it just never stops.
We talked about that before you got here, so I won't
hash out.
I won't
hash
rehash
out the
my week, but your week.
My week. But yeah,
week.
it was good.
Might be a little bit different.
It was really, really good. Just been working a ton, trying to keep everything going.
But we went through all the we did all the.
You did the history?
We did the history.
Oh well.
I didn't have any jokes, so we just did some read more jokes.
We did read more jokes. Perfect. Perfect. That's how you do it.
That's what everybody wanted to see.
The read more jokes.
Read more.
Yeah. Well,
they're a big fan of the read
look,
more.
If the bird would finally connect with me,
the bird's an asshole,
and do what we planned, it would be amazing if I can just get him on.
Bird, he's failed. I am like ass over. I'm like gonna be way over.
Well, it's hard because we widened it out.
I know.
So far, so that way we could put a second person in there if needed.
Good. It's fine. I'm just got to get used to it.
Right.
Plus, I haven't done it in a couple of weeks, so I'm like rusty.
Me too. I haven't been here.
Off things, quite off.
That's a fact. Yeah. That's a
let's
fact.
knock this out.
That's
You ready?
Yep. Okay. Here we go. Cheers. Love
Larceny going down the hatch. Nope. Ooh.
I told you.
Wow. Oh,
God. Yeah. Wow.
It's got a bird.
That's a visceral
It's got a
response to it for sure. All right, so he's sticking with
I like the
Town and
crate
Branch.
barrel better over there. Town Branch.
The crepe myrtle, the
Crepe
Town and
myrtle.
Branch.
Whatever you call it over there. I don't know. I don't know what you call it, but. Whew.
Well, why don't you cry about it?
Yeah, I will cry about it. That's what I think about that. No, not bad, but it's not as smooth.
No, it's definitely not.
It's got
smooth.
a good taste though.
It has,
that one I could probably drink neat, like
it has some
sip it with a little bit of
sweetness to
spice. Yeah,
like you can definitely taste the sweetness. You can taste a little caramel. You can taste
the
a few things.
aftertaste is a little bit.
It's better than the initial.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, it's definitely better than the initial. How's everybody doing though? By the way, everybody's been good.
Who's left? Who did I scare off?
I don't think we scared anybody off.
Good.
Oh, good. Some people came back. It's like the stock market. It's like the Bitcoin that I don't have.
They all come back.
You know, it just crashes.
It
Then it goes
crashes,
up.
it goes back
That's
up.
why we enjoy watching it.
Yep.
Birds are flighty, Martin. You are correct, Mike.
Birds are flighty.
You are not kidding.
I don't have
Mike.
the only thing is I just don't have chat on my screen anymore. There's no way to do that.
That's not true.
Can you put it on my screen? This is all. This sounds like Muse.
So if you turn your monitor towards me, I can see where this is going.
Nope. That is.
If you put the monitor towards me.
Oh, I mean, I can tell you where it's good.
Oh, well, okay. Well, tell me.
Go this way.
That doesn't help me.
Yep, go the way you're going. Maybe keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
If you turn this monitor, I can be done in 2 seconds, and you're just like.
I want it all the way over on that side.
Okay.
Stop. There. I watched Derek on mute. He crushed it. You know what? That's probably the best way to have watched that.
Wow. Yikes. Hey,
that's
easy
probably the
now.
best way to have watched it. I was lip reading. He gave me.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Yep, I did give away all my esoterica.
Oh, good. Thank you. I feel like I've been so far out of the loop because I haven't been able to watch anything. We haven't done Jack in a while. It's been so busy.
It has been.
And then we go on summer break here soon.
I know. It's like my busy summertime. I feel like it started early because of sports,
right,
and work,
right,
and like the kids' end of year stuff is coming up. It's like it's all they just cram it all together, man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a time to like breathe. But it's okay.
Well, I think the other part of that is too is that we can, it's just everything's slammed, and then we'll have a massive lull period. And they'll be like, what do we do?
Like the
We're
dog
like,
days of summer.
Right. It's like,
will
what do we
be
do now?
Dead. I know.
Like, what's there to do? Holy crap. And
maybe we can have like a go on summer break, get caught up, and then we'll have like a surprise episode like halfway in the summer that like 4 people will watch.
yeah, I'll let you plan that, like the D20 special. That's what I'll do.
Oh, you have a D20 special?
Yeah, that's what.
All Derek all the time?
That's it. All day. I love that. Hey, you know what? That's the name of the show right there. All Derek all the time.
This was the D20 special.
I like that. I like all Derek
you know
all
what,
the time. I can
I
go
almost
with that.
thought about just doing the D20 while you were gone, but I figured, you wanted to be here for it. Oh, I never turned on gambling. I didn't know how to do that.
Oh, all right. Yep.
You can do that. Nobody's asked for it, so.
How do I do that?
I hope you know, because I sure as heck didn't know. Summer Kegger at Martin's house. Yeah, just DM me for the address. You can just show up.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's called. Streamlabs. Oh, okay. Boom.
This is a banger right here. I don't know what it is.
Is that what I do? Log in on YouTube? I don't know what I log in with. Okay, that one's there.
Man, my review of Silo is going to be very disappointing.
I don't know what Silo is.
In the fact that I'm not going to talk about it. Because that's what the D20 is going to be about. So if you want to we can just go ahead and knock that out if you want to.
Oh, well, I mean, excuse me, duty free.
I don't know what that means.
I just kind of threw it in there.
No, this started off as a banger.
Yeah. You are getting very hip in the baseball lingo.
What?
It's banger.
A banger? No, you call it a dinger.
Or dinger, that's right.
Dinger is
They say something's a banger too. I don't know.
Did
what
they say
it is.
banger? I don't know that one. So I am. All right. So this is going to be a little bit of a.
Oh, gambling's on. They should be able to do gambling.
Is it okay?
Yep,
Everybody gamble, so you don't have to listen to me talk. No. So this D20. Okay, so I talked about Silo because I was excited for it. I am excited for it. Apple TV. It is a Silo is a book that came out by Hugh Howry, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe?
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner wrote, Hugh Howry. So I came across this, God, forever ago. And it might have been on Reddit or YouTube. I don't know. It was like, kind of like early. Music's a tiny bit loud. Turn it on down.
Oh, yep.
David
I
Smock
see it.
doesn't like the loud music.
Thank you, David. Appreciate that.
So what I wanted to talk about was in part Silo, because it came out as a almost like a old school, like, so you remember like the old Isaac Asimov like science fiction like magazine that used to come out? They used to have like serial novels in it.
Yep.
So he wrote it like that, right? So one novel would have maybe like 5 parts in it, and he would release it a little bit at a time.
Yep.
So I kind of came across it right when he started releasing it before he got big. So I think I came across it and I downloaded it on Kindle, on Amazon, and I think it might have been free, honestly, like the first like few chapters or few parts, or maybe even the whole first book, because he was trying to get known as an artist or as an author, and he was it was this post-apocalyptic kind of.
It was called Wool.
Yeah, it was called Wool. Sorry, I guess I should have mentioned that.
Patrick's there to correct you.
Yeah, so it was a serial novel. Thank you, serial. So it's almost like
How dare you?
when Stephen King did The Green Mile, and he released it in pieces, right? So it's like that.
Like it's strong coffee, like
Tired,
good drink,
boss.
but not spelled the same.
So I came across it at the very beginning, and man, it was just, I will say it's probably not the best written thing I've ever read.
Okay.
It's not like high, like, I don't know. I don't want to sound like a douchebag. But like when you read something that's like,
my ear just exploded.
Oh, what happened?
No,
I don't want to sound like a douchebag, but it wasn't like. Is it over? No, just starting. Start the D scale.
We're on the uphill.
Right, pay attention. Anyways, it was it was well written, but it wasn't like highfalutin. Anyways, I read it and I continued reading it. The first one is called Wool. I had the Wool Omnibus. And I read it and I liked it, and I kept like, he released like book 2 and book 3, and there was some other stuff in there too that I read. Anyways, it ended up just being an excellent post-apocalyptic story. And so when I heard it was getting turned into a TV show, I was super excited. It's on Apple TV, which has a very good track record. And I think they've released 2 episodes so far. I've only watched 1, so I'm not going to like super dive into it because I made that mistake before, and Martin gave me talk about it with Lord of the Rings. So
did I though?
So I am going to review Silo, which is based on Wool by Hugh Howey, when it's over. Yeah, Shift and Dust were the other ones. So I'll break it down. It's basically Fallout, the video game, is kind of a inspiration for it. It seems like these people live in a silo. So basically, 50 to 100 stories underground. They've lived there their entire lives. They have no idea why they're there. All they know is that the outside world is contaminated and they can't go outside.
It's contaminated.
So they built up like political, parties and factions and everything inside this silo. Is it derivative? Everything's derivative of something, but it's very good. The books are amazing. I love them. So the show is an interpretation of that. And I've seen the first episode, and I like it so far. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm not going to review it because I made that mistake before. But what I want to talk about a little bit, and I want your interjection with this.
Okay.
Because I've got a couple of examples, are books that are translated well and books that are translated poorly.
Okay, the Bible, both times.
Okay. I meant translated to screen.
Got it. Oh, understood.
So, for example, one of my favorite authors now is Brandon Sanderson, who is a very modern and prolific author. He's had something that's been translated to screen.
Has he?
Yeah, The Wheel of Time.
All right. Well, that's not
well,
really his.
Okay. Well, I mean, kind of, right? But
let's give credit where credit's due. Robert Jordan.
No, that's
thank
Robert
you.
Jordan. But I think Brandon Sanderson had some input on that. Well, no, he didn't have input, but whatever. Anyways. And so I watched an interview with him where he talked about what he thought was good screen translation and what's poor.
Mm-hmm.
So for one that he had that was poor, it was Harry Potter.
Really?
He thought that Harry Potter was very poorly it was a good movie, but it was not representative of the book, which is accurate, and it comes into play because they're redoing Harry Potter now as a TV show. So they're going to redo retranslate Harry Potter as a TV show versus a book. So what he posited was that to make a book a movie, you have to drastically change it to make it good, right?
Right.
Because the way a book plays out is very like especially Brandon Sanderson, if you know him, is very a long build up,
right, and
then a climax, and then the conclusion, right? To have that in a movie, you can't do that in a movie because if you have, I don't know what you're going to push. If you have 2 hours of build up and then a climax and a conclusion, it's going to be the most boring movie ever, right? So So you have to have like beats in a movie to keep it going, but you can do it more in a TV show, right? You can have a gradual build, like Breaking Bad or something. You can have, or Sopranos. You can have a gradual build up over the season,
right?
So they cut out a bunch of stuff out of Harry Potter, and he thought that the movies weren't a good representation of the books, but they were effective movies. So what would you say would be? And I have a couple of examples: poor translations or good translations from stuff you've seen. I think good would be Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I think he did. I don't think it's not the same as the book, but he turned it into a good movie.
Yeah, no, that's an epic fail because Tom Bombadil.
That's what I'm saying, and that was Brandon Sanderson's point. He's like, you can't have, if they did that as a TV show and they had 10 hours versus 3 hours,
right?
You could have had Tom Bombadil, right? But you only had 2 hours, so you had to change it. But I think I think Peter Jackson did a good job of putting everything in there that he needed to put in there.
Yeah.
I think a poor translation of a book to a movie is the Dark Tower movie with Matthew McConaughey, because they didn't even try to make it anything like the book. They took some pieces and they tried to piece it together, and it wasn't effective. So there's no like right way to do it or no wrong way to do it, but you have to translate what's initially thought to, and a poor translation would be The Hobbit, right? Peter Jackson's The Hobbit was a terrible failure, I think, because it was one short novel that they drug out to 3 movies that they could have done in one 4-hour long. Anyways, so you got any?
Let's see. Potential good translation. I'd say maybe The Shining.
Yes, and that is not like the book, but they did a good job of capturing the essence.
And I'd say probably that's just a tough one.
Like a good book to movie translation. I've got one.
Okay, give me yours.
Stand By Me.
Oh yeah, but that's not terribly difficult because that's super short.
It's not.
So there's a lot of open to
but they
interpretation.
did it the right
on
way.
Stuff.
And the other one that they did differently, that's good. And I know I'm a Stephen King fanboy, so is Shawshank Redemption. Different than the book, but they excelled at doing it at the movie.
I don't really have a lot in terms of what I know in terms of what I've read.
Yeah,
that's my problem.
Well, the thing is, I guess the problem with you is you've read a lot, but you haven't watched a lot.
Right. I don't watch much at all.
So I think the problem with me, and I will amend this, is the Rings of Power, Lord of the Rings. So that is probably the most best looking TV show that's ever existed. It looks amazing.
And has nothing in common with.
But it has a lot in common with it, but they did a poor job translating it. If they had just done it, they could have done a better job.
I'll say a poor translation, probably one of the poorest that I haven't even seen, but I've heard, would be The Wheel of Time.
Yeah. But hopefully, fingers crossed, is they have
Because it fails epically and somebody can actually pick it up that's read the damn thing and can actually do it. That to me would be probably one of the poorest translation because the thing is Robert Jordan writes in a very specific manner that encapsulates a lot of integrity, a lot of honor, a lot of wholesomeness, and they threw that right out in the very beginning of the series because basically it was like The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And everybody's banging everybody. And it's like, wait a minute.
They're trying to go
hold on a second.
Like, so, I mean, I guess, and so it's easy to say Stephen King because he's had so many, like, back and forth. So somebody brought up Firestarter. So Firestarter is better as a book.
Ooh, what about Pet Sematary?
Pet Sematary, I almost think it's better as a movie.
It's pretty good.
Another Stephen King one that I think failed epically is Under the Dome. So they tried to make it so Under the Dome is not the best Stephen King book ever. No. It's not. But it's good. I like it. Under the Dome, the TV show.
Really terrible movie translation. Dragon Ball Z.
Well, that brings up Avatar.
Oh, yeah.
So, the Avatar cartoon.
Translating that to a movie.
It's really good. M. Night Shyamalan made a movie that was a giant piece of trash.
Right. That should have been.
If he had just followed the beats from, like, say, season 1, he'd probably have, like, a 7-season movie series or 7 movie series.
What about Star Wars?
Well, that was all created by George Lucas. There's no
right,
books
but I mean,
beforehand.
but they did make books after.
Well, that's a little bit different.
But I'm wondering how that translates to the overall too. Because why not? Why can't that translate?
I've read a lot of Star Wars books that are like expanded universe. There's a lot of good ones and there's a lot of bad ones. What's good that you'll like or you might know was the Dragon Ball. Damn it.
Got it stuck.
The Dragonlance movie.
Oh yeah.
With Kiefer Sutherland, the cartoon.
Here, I'll give you the worst.
Good.
I'll give you the worst translated movie ever. Dungeons and Dragons.
What, the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's trash. I heard the second one's good though.
I don't care.
I'll watch it.
I won't.
So somebody brought up World War Z. You probably never read that, have you? So World War Z was a book that was written like a journal log. So it was like
the Hatchet.
Kind of like different people's perspectives about this world-ending event.
Right.
The movie was an action movie with Brad Pitt. Very, very different. And so
I had to coax the bird into coming
movie.
down off the limb because he was about to drink himself to death because he really thought we had World War Z on the border. Fact.
What?
What he said verbatim, he said he just flew back from Mexico. He was out there vacationing.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah, and on the way back, he said he hadn't seen that many people on a wall since the movie World War Z.
Okay.
That's I think verbatim. That's what he said. That was and if he were here, he probably would have let everybody know that, and I wouldn't have had to say it. But that's what he told me. So I take.
All right, thanks, Bird.
I take no.
The Crow. The Blue People one. That was bad too. Was there another Avatar movie?
Yeah, you know what, David Smock, I'll go with you on that one. Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey. I'd probably say Debbie Does Dallas. That probably was the best translated.
50 Shades of Grey was a Twilight fan fiction book.
How about
That's some crap.
What about God, I don't know. I feel like here we go. What about Interview with a Vampire?
Ooh. I got strong feelings about this one.
Because I've read that. I've read Lestat. I like Anne Rice.
I do too. I love Anne
I'm
Rice.
a fan. She is a very good author.
All right, so we'll just go down the list. Interview with the Vampire, yes or no? Good.
I'm going to give it to him because I think it captured the way she writes it.
I think the first one was great.
Yeah.
With Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. I think it's great.
And Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
And
so was it like the book? Probably not. That was a good...
That's a great...
It's a good translation.
A great translation interpretation
because it took kind of everything that she thought.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of the Damned, I thought was pretty terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know why, but it just wasn't the same.
No. I would say probably one of my favorite translations from written to movies.
I guess I go to split screen. Easily would be Blade. Yeah, Blade.
Because I read all those comics.
Okay.
Like Rise of the Midnight Stalkers is where I got that. And funny enough, my uncle gave me a pack of them.
Yeah.
And it was the first time. It was Ghost Rider, actually, is what it was. By the way. That's garbage in the movies. But
yes, I get a comic book like translation would be a whole nother series.
But I felt like they actually did really well with Blade because they normalized him in the real world like he was in the comic books. And in Rise of the Midnight Stalkers, you have Ghost Rider, you have Hannibal King, you have Blade, you have Morbius, you have and it's just a big group. And I loved that comic. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
Morbius is probably another one they screwed. I'm pretty sure. Who gives a crap about Moon Knight?
I heard it was a good series though, because it was like did I care about Moon Knight ever? No, but maybe I should watch the series. So I will say, so somebody said, I like the movie, but not comparable to the books. I guess that's kind of what I'm going for. Because in order to translate a book to a movie, it can't be the same, right?
Yeah.
If it is the same, it's going to be a boring movie you're not going to like. You have to change it enough. And I'm kind of a purist in some points, but I understand that if you have a book that takes you 20 hours to read, you can't make a 2-hour-long movie without making some differences.
Right.
So if it has a good book and it's a good movie, and I think Blade is a good example.
Blade's a good example.
And I think Interview with the Vampire is a good example.
Blade was casted right. Interview with the Vampire was casted right. So casted right.
The other thing I think about is Dune.
It's a great
Because
book.
it's a great book.
But it was a terrible movie.
Very dry.
That was a terrible movie.
The 80s movie? So
come on.
It was very 80s.
Come on.
Have you seen the new one?
Like how many? I saw the first one. Yeah.
The Dune, the newest one that just came out.
Right, and I was waiting. I was waiting for Aquaman to bring some water to Dune, but he never did.
I thought the first part of the new Dune was good, but I also love that. I love that director.
Yeah,
he kills it every time.
I honestly think, like, I'll say that I did not watch The Gunslinger because of who they casted, and that's not because I'm against Idris Elba, it's because I love him. I think he's great. I always perceived how Stephen King would talk about, you know, Roland as,
we talked about this before,
like John Wayne, like he's the freaking Duke, man.
You know who I
and
think
it's like,
I still in my head when I see one actor as Roland, is one guy. Always.
Who?
If I'm thinking about a movie, well, now, like right now, there's one actor that I think about him, it's Josh Brolin.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That, or maybe
I like the guy that was from that one weird movie. I forget what it was, but he was like, he could make the dead speak to him and stuff like that. He was a cowboy.
That's Josh Brolin.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's my guy.
that's the guy.
That's the guy. He just fits that roughness.
Yeah. That or Benicio del Toro. I can take him.
Yes.
Played Anton Chigurh in
Here we go. Here's one for you.
Josh
The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh yeah. That's a hard movie to translate. It's a long, old book. I thought they did a good job. I thought the new one was pretty good. It's been like 20 years ago, but
they were really good. I felt like it captured a lot of it, but I think the guy that plays the antagonist is the one that hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And I think to have a good translation, especially with an antagonist in the book, you have to nail that role. That I don't care who the hero is.
That's tough.
The antagonist has to be like, I think like you were talking about, like, you know, like the Gunslinger. I can see Matthew McConaughey being a really good antagonist.
No, Man in Black, I think Matthew McConaughey fits it pretty well. Like charming, a little bit weird.
Yes.
I can see that. I can even see Idris Elba as Roland.
I really don't have any problem
I don't
with
have a problem with that. I just have a problem with how they just did the whole thing dirty.
Oh well, that I'm not.
Timothy Oliphant. Yeah, we've talked about this before. Timothy Oliphant came up.
The Da Vinci Code. I never read that, so I don't.
That's good.
I don't have any.
They did a good. That's one they did a good job on. I think they left a ton of it out, but Tom Hanks carried it. I don't know. Like I said, this is like a very obscure thing. So, anyways,
so this went off the rails.
We went off the rails hardcore.
You know.
It's Miller time.
Yeah.
I said you better not.
You better not. This longest disco ever. It's been the whole damn episode. So there's not going to be a review. So I will promise you this. I will review Silo. Just hit the button. You son of a bitch. I will review Silo when I finish it because I think it's probably one of my, like, it's not the most well-written book in the universe, but it's one of my favorites because it means something to me. So I'm going to wait and watch the entire season, and then I'm going to review it because I don't want to cheapen out and just review like the first episode that I watched. I hate you so much. I think it's good.
What would you say?
But I think you should watch it. If you have
You
Apple
do
TV,
here.
watch it. Also, watch Jury Duty. Okay, we're done. I hate everybody. I hate everybody in this podcast.
This is what he comes back
hit the
for.
button.
Oh wow, yeah, you hit buttons that just flew everything up. What'd you do? What did you do?
I thought I hit one, but it did not take me to one.
Oh, I got you. Here you go.
There we go. Thank you. God bless America.
Don't hit one. Don't hit one. It will take you to one, but one is like way, like one.
Sorry that D scale went off.
One is way to the left, and we're on 9 and 10.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Don't hit one. I don't know why I put that there. I
Anyways,
put that there just to mess with.
Sorry
people,
that
obviously.
went off the rails, people, but
I had no problem with it.
So my
Emotional damage.
we're gonna keep going. My two favorite things are books and movies.
Yep.
And I love to see how they're translated because there's been some really good ones and some really bad ones.
Oh, Patrick said he can't wait to hear Derek.
Yeah, well, that's all it is. You know what I didn't bring up? It.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? It's the worst. All of them are the worst. Translation.
But
because there's technically no underage orgy at the very end. Freaking pervert,
And
crazy.
So many things wrong with that statement.
there was like I love the Tim Curry it, but man, you want to talk about going off the rails from the book.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. Like that's one where I love the book, and I like the Tim Curry, like, and even the new ones, but they are not comparable.
No.
Anyways, we'll stop talking about it. What do you want to talk about?
I got nothing.
Stephen King still walking free. That's what he does. Love me some Stephen King. Gunslinger.
Somewhere out there are 4 terrible fathers I wish I could thank for this great night.
His new book is good, by the way, Fairy Tale. I guess I never reviewed that. Man, I'll do that next week, maybe.
I think the last book that I read of his was...
You read The Outsider.
It might have been his son's.
Or The Institution.
No, it was the one. It was a book before those two. It was the Moths, all the not Sleeping Beauties, but what was it called? Was it called Sleeping Beauties? I think his son maybe wrote that.
No, Sleeping Beauties was the short stories, right?
It's a full novel, and it's about the women were.
Oh, I didn't read that
all dying, but they saw they were covered in like moth silk and everything, and they had.
Maybe it was. I don't know. I need to look it up. His son has written some good books.
I think it's pretty cool that he's writing stuff.
Have you seen a picture of him?
Did you say his name was Jonah Hill? I didn't know
Joe
that.
Hill.
I like Jonah Hill.
Well, his pen name is Joe Hill.
I like that he has a pen name.
Well, he didn't want to be. He sold his
I'd
first
hate
couple
to
books.
write on the coat of a great writer.
Well, he didn't want to. He did not want to start off by writing on the coat.
If I was Stephen King's son, my pen name would be The King.
Son of the King. Nepotism much?
I have forgotten the face of my father.
Oh, yes.
Just like his father forgot his
Richard
face
Bachman.
too. Was that too? Did that cut deep? Was that
cut deep.
I look, I kid you not. My favorite Stephen King book, period, is
Drawing of 3?
is On Writing.
Oh, On Writing? Oh, yeah. One of his best.
It's just killer because it's a biography. It has nothing to do with writing.
I think I talked about On Writing one time
It's
before.
so good. That's one of my favorites. I don't care what anybody says.
What's the best Dark Tower book? Go.
Best Dark Tower book has to be that's hard. It is and it isn't. It is and it isn't. So like when Eddie comes into the picture, it's just he's on the plane and everything.
Drawing of the 3?
Right, and he sees Roland in the freaking bathroom, and he's like, "What the?"
Yeah,
it's like, and then like everything's happening, and
I think that's probably my favorite one.
That one's hard to beat.
It is hard to beat.
The drawing is
because it has
hard.
everybody in it.
Yes,
it has Susanna, it has Roland, Eddie, Jake Oy.
However, the Wizard and Glasses is
good
because it's a flashback. It's basically a prequel.
You ever read the comics? Oh, they're good.
And so I really enjoyed Wizard and Glass because that gave you a lot more in depth to Roland.
I like the last one too.
The last one is tough. I'd probably say where they get to the point where they're finding the turtle and all that kind of stuff. That's where it gets really intense.
Which one has got Blaine in it? Is that the Wastelands?
I'm not sure. Wolves of the Collar was really good.
Man, I could talk about Stephen King podcast.
The Train is hilarious.
Yeah, Blaine the Train. You know they made a kid's book.
He's a bastard. Yes, I know. He mentions it in there, and I was like, "This is garbage."
Yeah.
And I looked it up. I was like, "Holy crap!" There's Blaine.
That's like one of the only ones I don't own.
And then it talks about how like, oh no, if you actually read it, like they're actually terrified, and it's like, oh god, if you read it, they are actually terrified. It's hilarious.
Richard Bachman has a good book called The Long Walk. I've always wanted to make a movie out of that. So Richard Bachman was Stephen King's pen name. He wrote like 4 books under this other name just to see if they would sell.
Right.
But one is called The Long Walk, and it's almost like Running Man.
Let's see.
It's really good.
I'm just gonna Google books.
No, Googling now.
Turned
it's about to go off the rails.
into movies.
Oh, it's like 1 billion of them, dude.
What about The Princess Bride?
Great
movie. I don't know if it translates. Ooh, what about American Psycho?
Better movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
I read the book, and it's like that Brent Easton Ellison or whatever his name is. His books are so friggin' weird.
Here's the top best movies based on books.
Okay.
By I don't know who. American Psycho by Brett Easton Ellis.
Agreed.
It by Stephen King. The Godfather.
Ooh, I never read the Godfather book.
Silence of the Lambs.
Read it. Movie might be better.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
It's been a long time.
This has got Lord of the Rings on there, so officially this is no longer Shawshank Redemption.
Lord of the Rings movies are good.
Harry Potter.
Nope.
The Social Network. Oh, here we go. Here's a good example. The Wizard of Oz.
I've only ever read the sequels. Is that bad? I've never read the original.
God, this earpiece has got to stop. The Help.
Blame somebody. It can't be my fault.
Gone with the Wind. I wonder how. I mean, they really tried to make that movie a book. I'll tell you that.
I've never read the Godfather book. I feel bad that I never have because the Godfather 2 is my favorite movie. Is the Godfather 2 a book, or do they?
I don't know.
Or is it they just only did
One
a movie?
Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Devil Wears Prada. Schindler's List. Hunger
Could not read
Games.
that one.
Ooh, Chronicles of Narnia.
Shit movie. Better book.
I think I liked the cartoon. I think they made a cartoon of the
Did they do it?
Of Narnia. Ooh, Forrest Gump.
I never read that one.
Ooh, what about Pride and Prejudice?
Oh God, I might have read that in high school.
Jurassic Park. The French Connection.
Jurassic Park's a better movie.
Solaris. Raging Bull. Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Ooh, I don't know if I read that one.
Crazy Rich Asians.
That's a good movie.
A racist would say.
It's a good movie.
The Talented Mr. Ripley. Matilda. Election. Oh, here we go. How about this? I got one for you.
Okay.
Charlotte's Web. Cartoon was better than the movie.
Yes.
Book was better than both.
So, number one. So, cartoon movie, book, live action movie.
Okay.
That's how I'd put it.
I can take that.
But
I thought they did a good.
So what about Roald Dahl? Did you ever read his books? Like James and the Giant Peach and Willy Wonka?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I did not.
All of that guys. I think he wrote a lot of books that I read. All of his books were way better than the movies they made out of them.
No Country for Old Men was a book. Ooh, here's one. Here's where movie by far was better than the book.
Okay.
You ready?
Go.
I want to know. In chat, I want to know what you think. If anybody's read this and then watched it, I want to know if anybody agrees.
Okay.
1,000,000 times better than the book. Fight Club.
Oh, yeah. And that's that dude's problem. Is he writes good books. For some reason, the movies they make out of them are way better.
Substantially better. Let's see. The
Fight
Exorcist.
Club was
That's
about.
interesting.
Fight Club was Chuck Palahniuk, right? Look it up. It's Chuck Palahniuk.
Chuck
I think.
Palahniuk.
Yeah.
Yep.
That dude writes the weirdest, most esoteric. He's like Bret Easton Ellis.
You had to be a really inspirational person to make the movie Fight Club.
Yeah.
Like you could not, if you by reading that book, have like your brain has to be rewired to be able to take that book and say, here's how I would make the movie.
So like Bret Easton Ellis, the guy that wrote American Psycho. If you read American Psycho, it's a very important, good book.
Right.
The way he writes it, the way it's framed, everything is very important. It's a very good piece of literature, but it's just freaking weird.
Right.
It's not linear. It doesn't it's not cohesive. But if you read the whole thing, it's very good. And it's very thought-provoking. And the way they made the movie is not necessarily better than the book, but it's a good translation. There's no way you could take that book, scene for scene, chapter for chapter, and make it a coherent movie, which is kind of what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you took that book and translated it, it would have been a disaster. But they took that book and they mashed it all together, and they made American Psycho, which was a good movie. So you have a good book and a good movie. And the same thing with Fight Club. Fight Club is a very, very weird-ass book. It doesn't make any... It will not translate to a movie.
What about Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Oh, with Gary Oldman? Awesome. I don't care what anybody says. That's a good movie. Now, there's been 1 million movies made out of that, so who knows if it's the best one, but it's good. I like it.
Let's see if there was any others. The Help, never read. Water for Elephants, never read.
Oh, The Help is a good movie.
Lovely Bones, I've heard about that one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
The Notebook. Who cares? Not sure I see.
I guess it's kind of hard. I guess it's a hard subject because I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do with the Harry Potter series. To do one whole book with like 8 episodes or 10 episodes. I'm curious to see how it'll turn out.
Yeah, I don't see a bunch of things that were intriguing to me.
I'm sad they don't make like, I don't know. I'd love to see more of like my genre turned into movies.
It's your genre, boy. Aren't you presumptuous?
But not like the genre that I like, not mine. But like,
I don't remember.
Has there ever been a Piers Anthony movie? That dude wrote 100 books.
Right. Oh, man. Here's one that the antagonist, by far, probably one of the best. Okay. Especially in terms of Stephen King.
Okay.
All right. Misery.
Oh yeah. Probably a better movie than the book. It's a good book.
She nailed it though.
But Kathy Bates murdered that book. I mean, murdered that movie.
I mean, it's like, and murdered the book. Like she,
yeah, she did.
She is it.
Because it was James Caan, right? Was the dude that was like a perfect like tsunami of like good acting and good
perfect
casting.
Talent, perfect casting.
Yeah, Misery. That's a good one.
That's one that she made.
If
that
you say Misery, I think of the movie.
She
not
fit
the book.
that role so perfect.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, the bitch.
Yeah, crazy. Okay, like you're like, whoa, like this lady is nuts.
Oh, I'll say I got one. You haven't seen it, The Expanse. So, The Expanse is like 9 books, sci-fi. The TV show is a lot different. They cut out a lot, but they get it like a ton of it right. That's a very good translation.
Also, The Three Musketeers, the Disney version.
Good.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Porthos.
Killer
Porthos,
soundtrack.
Aramis. Great soundtrack.
Yeah. Bryan Adams.
Oh.
I guess like Misery is one of those I'm just thinking.
Misery is hard not. Like,
that's one where I almost forget that it was a book.
It's
because it was such a good movie. Like Shawshank Redemption. Yeah. Like I forget that was.
But
a
Misery
book.
to me is on a whole nother level of just you could not pick a better cast. There's people you could have possibly. I mean, Morgan Freeman, amazing. Like, you know, like there's some.
No, that was good. It was good.
But man, Misery, like, God, it's so like. There's only certain people you could cast for that.
I feel like. Oh yeah, Odd Thomas. Okay, so that's a good one. Dean Koontz, Odd Thomas. That is a crapola movie because I don't think they could translate it very well without spending a lot of money. So the book is way better because the movie, like special effects stuff, just ruin it. Odd Thomas is a cool character though.
I believe that.
Dean Koontz, like you know, it's crazy that Dean Koontz and Stephen King are kind of like in the same like world. And Stephen King, I feel like writes like he thinks he's a screenwriter. And
I can see that.
Dean Koontz has like made a ton of good books, but they've never been translated.
Dean Koontz is like, I dare you to make a movie out of my book.
Darker.
He's like, I dare you. It's like, you really? You want to go down that rabbit
hole? Yeah, they cast
hole?
Morgan Freeman for Red in Shawshank Redemption. Who was the
it's so spot
red-headed Irish guy. So like, you read the description, you're like, well, Morgan Freeman would not fit. They put him in the movie, and you're like, if they did anybody but Morgan Freeman, this movie
Let's go ahead and rewrite the book.
Yeah. So it was perfect casting. I don't know. Sorry.
I feel like most of them are probably pretty good. I think most of them I probably would watch the movie. Forrest Gump, I could watch the movie all day long.
Oh yeah. Every time that's on, I watch Forrest Gump.
That's just not even. That's not even close. Princess Bride is great.
Oh, there's so many like good oh man, I'll tell you. I don't know if you've ever seen this one. I was actually going to talk about this whole book at one point on a D20, but I'll just go ahead and throw it in there. Arrival. Have you ever seen that movie? It's a sci-fi. It's called it's based on a novella or like a short story called the story of your life. And so
it doesn't end like a Mission to Mars, does it? Because Lord knows you've caught enough flack for that one.
So, Story of Your Life. Story of Your Life was half of a like short story collection by this author, and they made the movie Arrival out of it, which has like Amy Adams and a couple other famous people in it. But the way the book is written, if you read it, you're like, there's no way this could be a movie because it's so weird. But they actually turned it into a movie, and they changed a few things, and they made it work. That was really, really good. But you read this guy's other short stories in this book, Ted Chiang, and I don't feel like any of them could ever be made into movies. But they did a really, really good job, even though it was very, very different. I don't know. Anyways,
yeah.
But I was going to talk about that book at like a whole nother junction.
Oh well, thanks for the spoiler.
It's got like 5 stories in it, and they're probably like 4 of my favorite stories of all time.
Are you not entertained?
Wear that shit out.
I'll wear it out. I already wore it out.
Oh, we haven't done any cards. We were supposed to do some cards.
Oh yeah, let's do some. Okay.
This head unit.
Anyways, Arrival. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's a great sci-fi.
You've recommended so many to mine that I haven't.
Dude,
that I feel bad
everybody.
that you even.
You know what?
recommend things.
I felt very happy earlier.
But it's not you. It's me.
When somebody told me they watched Jury Duty and they liked it, it made me feel good.
What about 12 Angry Men?
Good one. Is that a book?
That's a book. It is both.
I've only ever seen that movie.
All right, I think we got a few.
All right, I'll pick
of
this
these.
one because that works with that.
I think we definitely had a few of them. Surprised the wife's not out here. She's probably still consoling the boy. Poor kid.
I know. I know. If and when my son loses, I know it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah, let me know when the game is.
I think he might be. He might get. We're playing a really good team on Monday. It's going to be tough.
Cubs got smoked.
We smoked them.
Oh, that's right. Y'all are the ones that played them.
Mm-hmm.
God, y'all.
And they killed us the first time.
I was like, I don't think they've been beat.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but
bad.
we took them out. But Monday is going to be a different story, unfortunately.
All right, chat. Let's see. All right, chat.
Okay.
You'll get.
I got 2 1s.
All right, chat. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can pick, chat. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay.
Got some numbers.
Let's see if we get any numbers. See if anybody's still awake over there.
All right. Well, while we take a minute,
we got a 3.
Somebody mentioned Intensity.
Don't know.
By Dean Koontz.
You got a 1.
Intensity was the first Dean Koontz book that I read, and it gave me nightmares. I was like 11 years old, and it scared the crap out of me.
Yikes.
Memento was I don't think Memento was a book though.
David, those are not the right numbers. Sorry.
Well, we got a 3 and a 1 and a 3.
And then a 374. There's not even a 7.
That's not even a no.
Somebody's area code.
Well, so far 3's winning. So you want to go with 3?
Yep.
All right. It's going to be a fill in the blank, so you can just fill it in when I get there.
Okay.
At the end. Having tired of poetry and music, the immortal elves now fill their days with
Nickelback. That's just wrong. That's
Look
hilarious.
at this picture. Whatever the song is.
Oh no.
You know what I'm talking about. All right, next is
Whiny
number
boy.
4, I guess.
Number 4.
Ron Hardcrackers threw it out there. Fill in the blank. Let me read it all the way through, and then I'll reread it. No. I will not let blank ruin this wedding. No. I will not let
That thing on the internet everyone's talking about.
ruin this wedding.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know what your wife was doing.
Wow. Don't throw my wife in
But
this.
that well, it was just a general statement, not yours particularly. I would never
heard.
say
Understood.
such a thing.
I understood. Sorry about that. Yeah.
All right, let's grab 2
Oh,
more.
we're gonna do 2 more?
Yep, 2 more, and
I love it.
we will
Pick
give you an
1 through
opportunity.
1 through 5.
Yep, I'm starting over here. 1 to 5. 1 to 5. Chat, you pick it. 1 to 5. I love when I'm dishing out cards and I don't have enough room for the way I dealt them. Nothing makes me feel more inferior.
I'm trying to.
And also,
Trying to find someone I never had before.
Of course, right after I had that much to drink, I had Taco Bell.
Oh my God, you had a rough day, Brood.
I can't stop eating.
Yeah, it was brutal.
How many we doing?
2 more.
2 more?
2 more, I say.
Okay, I got 2. We'll go from there. Ugh, I gotta like remix my box up. All right.
We got a lot of number 5s, and I don't feel comfortable.
Number 5 it is. This is gonna be a question, and you answer it.
So this is the thing: is they know what's coming.
Oh, I know.
And
but we don't, so it makes it fun.
And I have a problem with that, sort of, because especially when it's like rapid fire. Yeah, when it's the same number. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, what?
I've seen this. I've done this. You don't want
You ready?
I'm with it.
You just
Let's
gotta
go.
do it, man.
All right.
No hesitation.
No hesitation.
Get your finger on that bleep button if you need to.
Oh, yeah.
What totally destroyed my asshole?
I thought you meant the bleep button for me.
I mean, for you, you gotta read it.
Oh.
What totally destroyed my asshole?
Chipotle.
You slammed her, you dumped your donut, you gave her dog a sausage, you stuffed her like
Oh,
a
sorry.
Thanksgiving turkey.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I missed this for 2 weeks.
Thank you.
God.
I mean, it's not wrong.
No,
It's
no,
not
no,
wrong
you're
at
not
all.
wrong. You're
All
not
right.
wrong.
All right. Did anybody? All right. So, all
All
right.
right, let's do another number. Throw it up there. 1 through 4.
1 through 4.
God help us.
1 through 4.
That's
If you dare.
Jonas.
Yeah, but probably.
My mom always said
All right.
life was like a
That's
box
all
of
true.
chocolates.
All true.
What do we got? We got nothing. We got smiley faces.
We got
Anyways.
so many smiley faces. That's okay. I think everybody fell asleep anyways. We've been, oh yeah, no, they did because we're down to 10. So it's okay.
Nobody left. Well, we got 2, 4, and 3. Somebody do a tiebreaker. Just throw up a number. It doesn't
Next
matter.
person, somebody's going to pick 1.
I know, right? Somebody just throw up a tiebreaker. Just do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Next number gets it.
Do it.
All right.
4. You ready?
Now we got
Son of
multiple
a-
tiebreakers. That's all right.
That's
All right,
awesome.
4 came first. What came first, the Martin or the copyright strike? That
Oh,
that
the
got
copyright
me?
strike.
Oh, easily, yeah, probably.
It's only 10 people watching.
Right, yeah.
You ain't going to get no
Yeah,
copy.
YouTube is very threatened by me. They should be. Yeah, they should be.
You ready?
Because
You know what?
Because I could tell you, I could easily tell you, say, you know what, you YouTube.
It's all right.
There we go.
We'll get back on the train and we'll get it back up there.
We'll get it there. It'll be there.
1 million viewers. All right.
5 million viewers.
It's a question. I'll ask it. You answer. You ready?
Okay.
Why can't I sleep at night?
Tables. This is, what was the next one? Hold on.
Big tables.
Did somebody pick tables? Really? Like somebody picked the most non-offensive?
Why can't I sleep at night?
Political correctness.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
That's all right.
Why can't I sleep at night?
Rapid fire round. Seething with quiet resentment. That's I guarantee
That might be
you
pretty accurate, actually.
that is somebody's life right
Why
there.
can't I sleep at night?
And it would be God.
Got real deep.
God said, well, you know Job, if you know the book of Job, like, you know, Job's like, what
What did I do, bro?
What? And then he's got 3 friends that are complete kids. They're like, you know, well, you're not,
Look,
you know
man,
what? You don't really
he just-
deserve much, you know?
He just had it going against him the whole time.
Oh, man, I tell you. What a wonderful time. Ow, my leg.
You okay?
Oh, ow, I got a cramp.
It's been a good time,
I got
buddy.
a cramp. I was running against I ran
I
the
know.
kids, and I
all kicked
had
your butt.
one. No, there was only one that beat me.
They all beat your butt.
And this one kid who's like very, very like quiet, and oh, the cramp is so bad. So quiet and just super nice. And he like Usain Bolt me. He like
Smoked
looked
you?
back and just like smiled while I'm like, you little bastard, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna get you.
I'll hold your
Oh.
to keep it warm.
All right, we'll get everything together. All the games are gonna be over. by next week. Oh,
they will.
Oh, the leg hurts.
We'll be back in. We'll be back in form.
Oh,
hey Ethan. Hey Jeff. Steve.
Good to see all of you. Steve Spence.
We missed you.
Jeff Wardsworth. Appreciate all of y'all.
Had a good time.
Hang out. Derek, thank you for jumping on.
Love you, buddy.
First chair.
Of course.
And doing. Oh my God. This
you okay? Need to eat a banana?
Whoa! I'll take that.
Nah, we got more than just next week.
I would take that banana.
Nah, we got more than just next week. We got a few more weeks.
Oh, I hope so.
All right, calm down over there. Damn, dude. You
all right? Nikes. Holy crap. Woo! I'm telling you. Like this. Oh my God. You know what? I can't. It's
terrible.
It's
awful.
Woo! It's so bad. Like I can't. Oh, yes.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson. Good night, everybody.
Not everybody.
Sorry.
We'll see you later. I got such a bad cramp. Ah! My God. I can't do it. Oh, yes. Thank you, bitch. All right. See y'all later.